Hello and welcome to Common Sense Theory. This is a development communication podcast which seeks to correct our value system in Nigeria. On this episode, and as we celebrate World Press Freedom Day, I would like to speak to the conscience of those in authority at the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC), broadcast regulators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Henry Ibibike and I'll be right back with you. Please don't go anywhere.
Breaking news is great, but on POV Nigeria, we care less. We rather ask the most important question: why? Why is Nigeria still underdeveloped? Why is there still no 24 hours electricity since independence? Why would our politicians prefer overseas for education, healthcare, and recreation for their families rather than their home country? POV Nigeria. We are the Why News Channel.
The practice of journalism is not a crime. Journalism is in fact the fourth estate of the realm, and as watchdogs of the society, it is the responsibility of journalists to inform, educate, and entertain its audience so they can make right decisions for the overall good of the society. However, when the clampdown of journalists, the press and media establishments in Nigeria is today gradually returning to the ugly days of military dictatorship of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, then there is a strong certainty that we are headed for Armageddon. Nigeria is ranked 129 out of 180 by Reporters Without Borders (RSF) in its chart on the safety of practicing journalists. Still, according to RSF, Nigeria is one of West Africa's most dangerous and difficult countries for journalists to practice. It is either they are politically, mischievously scrutinized, attacked, or arbitrarily arrested or even killed. Most recently, Channels Television, one of Nigeria's highly respected news TV channel, was fined 5 million naira by the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC) over an interview granted to Dati Baba Ahmed, Labour Party vice presidential candidate, just for saying this. And I want you to take a listen.
Nigeria, I believe in this document. That is why I'm so lawful. That is why I'm so confident. And that is why however extreme it is, Sheung, I am saying it on national TV. I don't like to take risks. I'm not taking any risks. Swearing in a ticket that has not met the constitutional requirements of the Constitution, okay, is ending democracy. Quote me on it.
That's your interpretation.
That is my interpretation, and that is indeed a correct interpretation. You cannot swear people who have not met the constitutional requirement. You can't do that. If you did it, you have done something unlawful, something unconstitutional. And I'm repeating it. Whoever does not meet the constitutional requirement must never be sworn in. You said my name. If you like, I can say it again. I'm Dati Baba Ahmed. I'm not taking risks with my safety and with my life. But I'm repeating, swear in anybody who does not meet the constitutional requirements of our country, you are engaging in an unconstitutional act.
It's either that those in authority at NBC are Gen Zs with little knowledge of the efforts played by the press in promoting democracy in Nigeria today, or it is that those in authority at the NBC are schools of Agbayas who still pretend they are not aware of the role played by the press for democracy we all enjoy today, even though such democracy as defined in February 25th, 2023 during our presidential elections was debased by the electoral umpire INEC over its gross failure of conducting the worst elections in the history of Nigeria for a sustainable democracy. For those who are still unaware of the role played by the press in Nigeria to enthrone democracy, indulge me, let me run you through a few. In 1961, the Nigerian government closed down the headquarters of the Morning Post, a very prominent news outlet in Lagos, for criticizing government policies. Under Decree 4, a draconian piece of legislation, Tunde Thompson and Nduka Irabo were arrested in February of 1984 during the military regime of our current president, then General Muhammadu Buhari, for publication on corrupt diplomatic posting with some military officials as beneficiaries. In October 1986, Delegewa was killed by a parcel bomb in his home in Ikeja just 2 days after he was interviewed by the SSS officials for yet to be identified reasons. Christiana, Chris Anyanwu, and Ben Charles Obi were both imprisoned from 1995 to 1998 for treason after reporting on the failed coup d'etat against the government of Sani Abacha. The same year, Kunle Ajibade was also arrested on suspicion of participating in the coup attempt. Since then, we've had great journalists like Fisayo Shoyumbo, Agba Jalingo, Adewale Olamilekon, Ayodele Samuel, and others who have been arrested, brutalized, and imprisoned for months for their investigative work and speaking truth to authority. It's very important to note that none of these great people ever armed themselves against the government. All they had were the pen, their paper, and their audience. As we celebrate World Press Freedom Day, we hope that the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, would understand that the Nigerian press, which they try to suffocate, are part of the pillars on which Nigeria as a structure exists. As much as they try to erode press freedom in the country using fines, intimidations, etc., they are directly destroying the same Nigeria they claim to protect for national interest. Thank you so very much for your time. Please, if you do find this content interesting, share on all your social media platforms and follow us at POV Nigeria. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at POV Nigeria, where you get updates as we drop content every other time. On behalf of the entire team of POV Nigeria, my name is Henry Igwebike, and I'll see you next time on Common Sense Theory. Bye-bye.